Hello, in this video we are going to look at adding numbers in standard form without a calculator. I'm going to show you two different methods and they both have advantages and disadvantages, but you can decide which one you like best. So my question is, we are trying to add the two numbers 5 times 10 to the power 6 and 1.2 times 10 to the power of 4. Now, the first method I'm going to show you is to convert to ordinary form first, add the numbers, and then come back to standard form at the end. So I'm going to start with the number 5 times 10 to the power of 6, and I'm going to write this as an ordinary number. So I'm multiplying 5 by 10 to the power of 6, which means I'm going to have 6 zeros, and there's my first number. My second number is 1.2 times 10 to the power of 4. So I'm moving that decimal 4 places to give myself the number 12,000. So I can add these using a non-calculator method. So I'm going to use a column method to do this. So I'm just going to line up my numbers and add them together. So just a normal method here. I can now take this ordinary number and pop it back into standard form. So I need to place my decimal so that I'm left with a number between 1 and 10. So I'm going to place it between the 5 and the 0 because 5.012 is between 1 and 10. And then I'm going to count how many places did I move my decimal to get to my new location. And I've moved that decimal 6 places. So my final answer is 5.012 times 10 to the 6. So this method is really useful if all of your values are known and you're just trying to add together two numbers. There will be occasions though that exam questions include algebra and you're not always given all of the numbers or the powers and you need an alternative method. So we're going to use the same question, but we're going to do this by manipulating the numbers and adding them together. Now, when we're adding numbers in standard form without converting to ordinary form, we need to start by making the powers of 10 the same value. Okay, so at the minute we've got a 10 to the 6 and a 10 to the 4. I need to make them the same. So I'm actually going to leave the first one as 10 to the power of 6. I'm not going to change that one, but I am going to change my second one. And I need to make my second number 10 to the power of 6. Okay, so I need to make it the same as the first number. Now I've actually added 2 powers to my original one. So that means I've actually multiplied by an extra 100. I've multiplied by an extra 10 squared. So I need to make sure that I'm compensating with my 1.2 and I'm going to divide this by 10 squared. So that's the same as dividing by 100. So I'm going to do 1.2 divided by 100. Think of it like a seesaw. We need to balance. So if one part is going up, the other part is going down. Okay. Now I'm going to add the numerical parts. So the 10 to the power of 6s are going to stay the same, but I'm going to add the 5 and the 0.012. Okay, so that bit I'm going to add the same, and the 10 to the power of 6 is not changing. Okay, so because both parts were 10 to the power of 6, I can add the numbers. So 5 plus 0.012 is 5.012 times 10 to the power of 6, which agrees with the answer we got on the previous method. So remember, when you're adding standard form, you can either convert to ordinary form and add the numbers and then convert back to standard form, or you can make the powers of 10 the same and add the numerical parts together. Do always make sure at the end that your answer is in standard form, so check that the number at the start is between 1 and 10. If it's not, you might need to change it.